Hey, peace family, peace. Okay, so I'm not sure how many of you guys got to tune in to the video I did last week. I did a video about a week ago, it should be like 7 or 8 days ago, about doing this tincture, and it was with blue lotus flower. So here, let me just throw myself into a chair and just kind of mention a couple words about blue lotus. So I've mentioned in a couple of other videos some of the work that I've done with plant medicine, with plant entheogens, and how I was able to cure myself using that and cure some illnesses that I had, which I'm going to talk about in another video on breast health. And I've just been studying more and more about like plant medicines. Blue lotus flower is something that was used in ancient Kemet, and it's also a plant entheogen. It's one of the more mild ones. It's used partially as an aphrodisiac, but the aphrodisiac effect is more of a side effect of the greater capacity that it has to open up the heart center and to open up the connection between the genitals and the heart center. So it opens up those specific portals. So I think that it would probably be a really good plant medicine to use for somebody who either has experienced sexual trauma in the past or has just been numb, has like their portals have become numb because of all the over sexualization of everything in our society. And so I'm curious to use the blue lotus flower like in that capacity. I've used it before, and the first time I made it, I had just heard about blue lotus, and so I went and looked it up on the internet, and I found some and I purchased it, and I made it into a tea. And apparently a tea is not the best way that you can make that you can use it. So it had like a really mild kind of effect. It kind of like made me like a little like cool and comfortable and relaxed, more so the way like a glass of wine would, rather than something kind of more powerful than that. So I learned after that, a couple of years after that, or a year after that or something, that plant medicine, that this particular plant medicine should be made into a tincture in order to extract all of its compounds and everything. So last week I did a video showing how to make the blue lotus flower, and I put it into a jar, and so you can go back and find that video if you're interested. But today it's ready, so let's go ahead and take this out, and I'm going to tag those who asked to be kept up to date on how this goes. So I've got the jar out here. I had it under some, oops, here, let me flip my camera around if I'm able. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm so backwards on these things. Here it is. So yeah, so right over there, I had, in the other side of the garden there, I had it tucked up under the bushes so that the bushes could take good care of it for me and feed it the proper energy and stuff like that while it was brewing. And for the last few days, I moved it over here. I put it on this, I put it right out here in the direct sunlight so that it could receive that sun energy as it was working. So it's definitely ready now. And again, if you go back and look at the other video, you can see how it looks. So I'm going to take it inside now, and I'm going to extract it so I'm just going to show the extraction process, and then I'll probably post another video with me taking some, because I'd like to share kind of like what the journey looks like. So I'm just going to set this up right over here. Hopefully this is like all clear, and I'm just doing something really basic to get this done. I'm going to use a tea or a coffee, something that's used, just to for the coffee, and just put a coffee strainer in there and pour it through. So, and then once it's been drained out of here, I'm going to go ahead and put it, and just so you know that all tinctures in general should be stored in a brown bottle. Once you've made anything with herbs, it's best to store it in a dark container, like so a dark blue or a dark brown container, so that the sunlight, because after it's been made, then the sunlight can affect how it functions. So I may need to go and get some help in opening this container because now that it's been closed so tight for a week in the sunlight, it seems to not want to open up for me. So here I go. I'm going to swing on out here, and I'm going to ask my beloved to open up this jar for me. So could you open this for me? So yeah, so this is not exactly the part of the video I wanted to be showing. Thank you. But here we go. That's what live looks like anyway. It's always good to have a handy person with strong hands around you when you're getting these things done. There we go. All right, back in place. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to open up the jar, going to give you a little look inside. So this is blue lotus flowers. The flowers are all like very light and soft flowers and petals, like once it's before it goes into the tincture. But after that, it is like a brown. It's kind of, you know, as the color, as the essences of it leak out, the color also comes out. So this process is going to take a little while, so I won't leave the video on for the entire thing. I just wanted to kind of like update you guys on what's happening here. So this has been out in the sun for 7 days, and it's been soaking through a grain alcohol, through like a pure grain alcohol. Oh, sorry, brother. This is blue lotus flower. So once the video is finished playing, if you go back to the beginning of it, and I'm just discussing some things about blue lotus flower and about its function and its use. And what is it good for? This is something that's been used since ancient Kemet. And it helps up to open portals. So there are different plant medicines that are used for different purposes, and because they open up different portals in our body. So we have portals all over that connect with different things. The most common portals that people know about are the chakras. Chakras are energy centers that allow energy in and out, the same way like our skin breathes and our lungs breathe. All of these different portals on our body allow energy in and allow energy out. And because each portal has its own specific vibrational frequency, opening up different portals will give different effects to your spiritual development, to your energy, to your belief system, to your path, you know, to your path and your process. So it's a good thing to become aware of portals, of what your portals are in the body in the first place, and then how to activate each portal, and then also how to, like, what the conversation is between the portal inside you and the outside world, and that's an, you know, interdimensional outside world. So here we go. So I'm gonna get a spoon, and then, oops, as long as I can let that sit there. Yeah, let me grab a spoon. And I'm just gonna help this out by just kind of like mashing it down a little, helping it go through and drain. And like I said, this is going to take a little while, so I'll post another video a little later on once the tincture is complete. I just wanted to share the unveiling process with everybody. So I'm going to let it drain out into here until it's done. It's draining really slowly, so it's probably going to be another maybe 30 minutes or so before it's completely drained. And once it is totally drained, I'm going to put this into a container, you know, so you want to put it into a sterile container and seal it. And if you only have a clear container, like for example, I only have these mason jars that are clear. So this tincture is going to be stored into a shelf in a dark place, so that before it gets used, that it's not decomposing from any kind of light hitting it. So that's it. Just doing a short, real quick video for this one. Thank you for tuning in, guys. And I will continue on with the process a little later. Love you.